Okay, mic should be on. Everything appears to be fine, dandy. Text, which is this, that. Go. Now front on board. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Right, back to hopefully finally finish Ace Attorney 2. Been a long time coming now.
Also to save Maya.
Oh yeah, also save mine. No, I didn't forget. Don't know what you're talking about.
It's almost like she isn't here anymore. Like we didn't have like one conversations about stepbladders, and also she didn't get us into any more trouble trying to steal stuff.
Yeah, there has been an odd absence of step ladders, I'll give you that. Share to you. Hopefully this should be the final stream as well, so we're going in for the long run for this final part, but it'll be worth it because pacing-wise it'll be ruined if we don't do it this way.
Yeah.
Alright. 2.
No.
Yeah, read the numbers, buddy.
I mean, there's a lot of numbers on there. Court will now reconvene. I saw both sides already.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? It's nothing, Your Honor.
What's wrong with Edgeworth?
It looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impact's suicide note.
Oh shit, the analysis, I completely forgot.
Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that this suicide note is a forgery.
What?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Intex herself. It is a fake. Order! 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 Miss Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impact, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida.
Mr. Corrida?
Well. It looks like Miss Impacts never left the suicide note after all.
Doesn't mean she didn't, but the possibilities can happen.
Yeah. She never wrote anything about God. That also fits as it turned that Corrida was like, oh, she killed herself. Oh, I make it look like she wrote the suicide note and then use it when the time is right. That's just as it turned stuff. Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Engard could not have known that, and so that fact remains unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible.
His theory that Engard had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. Very early for this. Do I present?
Okay, yeah, present evidence.
Okay, you're going to be paying attention to that guide, by the way. Don't deduct any conclusions on this one.
Yeah, it's like... it seems like, because it then says, for doing that, Joe's back down like, oh no, wait, that's a fake thing, okay.
Alright. The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. Engard to not have known it was a fake. Nope.
uh,
I've got too much
we can
evidence.
yeah, just present the stuff there. It's Engard was spying on Kurita, so if he knew about the plan, he probably also knew that it was fake. What is this little item called again?
Come on, you're not that old. A video camera, Your Honor? Well, a very small one, but...
Oh, that's right, a camera. Oh, you kids and your fancy toys nowadays.
You can't be that old. You've had cameras then, too.
I'm just senile.
Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. Engard knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim. Isn't that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. Engard would have known that the victim had forged the note.
So then, the defendant knew the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation is suddenly changed in a very dramatic way.
Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Engard's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air.
But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Engard monitored Mr. Kurita 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Engard didn't know of.
Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place?
Also, it looks like he monitored him 24/7.
Well, you can't.
Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth. It looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave. Yes, I figured.
This is what Edgeworth is like when he's completely unprepared.
Huh? As you figured. As I figured, it came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you're not making any sense. When I heard the results of this handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next?
What next?
If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Engard's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual, even more so than unusual witnesses.
What, you mean like a parrot? That'd be stupid. Edgeworth stuttering? This is not like him at all.
Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelley the killer to commit murder?
That's impossible. No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. Who is this witness? It is... Yes, go on. Who is it? The man himself, Mr. Shelley the Killer. Oh, Mr. the Killer. Wait, Shelley the Killer. You mean the killer, mean the assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here to the witness stand. Yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance. So I ask you for your permission. Well, Mr. White.
Yes?
Is this alright with you?
I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor.
I wonder if it really is alright to do this.
Don't worry, you're missing
But
the
I'm the judge here, so who can stop me?
You're also missing the context method of how we're doing this.
Very well then. The prosecution calls the witness to its stand.
Edgeworth? Is there no other way left to us?
Not in witness. Your name and your occupation, please.
Very good, sir. My name is Shelley the Killer, and I'm a professional assassin.
I say... What is going on here? Your Honor? How can you remain so calm, and what is the meaning of this two-way radio? So he recognizes that this is a two-way radio.
He's old enough. He's old enough for a radio, but not a camera.
Yeah.
He's just at the right sweet spot. If I had that foresight, I probably would have gone on my way to get voice mod to get a radio filter for this shit for authenticity.
Oh, man.
But I did not do that.
Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to his court.
So this must be what that urgent phone call he got earlier was about.
Oh, no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. I will go no further than parents. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. the Killer himself.
Yeah, that's fair.
Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are in fact Shelley the Killer.
I understand. Please wait a second.
I'm so hungry. I want burgers.
Maya!
Maya. A voice. Mr. White, can you confirm anything from this?
The defense has no objection to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley the Killer.
It looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so... Now then, witness. There is one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else.
And what would that be?
At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corrida. Is this correct?
It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Corrida.
Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client.
Very well.
This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it. A bad dream.
Shelley the Killer. What is he going to say? I finally get to be a witness properly. It's like, you've taken all of them by accident.
It's because you're usually Phoenix, so yeah.
There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. That is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client.
Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us. Well, he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor. Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. Because we can trust the word of a professional killer. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief.
He's professional. They have standards.
Yeah, true. You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend.
Well, it's a simple principle of don't kill the person giving you the money. Because if you do, you don't get the money.
Yeah. Well, Mr. White, are you ready to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. Here's the second statement.
The trust between you and your client? I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome.
And that is why you're testifying in this manner?
This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me. But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust? It has never happened before, but if it ever did, yes, that person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly...
That's enough. Please, no more.
Very well. It was only a hypothetical anyway.
Okay, then the first sentence of this one.
First sentence?
Yeah, also this one first, sorry.
Press this one.
Yeah, this one.
That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role.
Their role?
This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves, and this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven.
Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty?
To the gentleman who spoke just now. Excuse me, but would you care to die?
No, I didn't say anything.
Judge had better watch himself.
So now you can go back to the second statement and press it again.
Okay. I get what we're trying to do here, but... The trust between you and your client? Oh, we already seen this already. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules. A person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person? I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic? This case just keeps getting better and better. If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think. Really. In that case, I believe I'm prepared to disclose the information you seek.
You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready.
Excellent.
Keep going. The last statement and what the hell is going on with my internet?
Just give you a second then. Just gonna give him a minute. You know, I think I'll go to the pause screen whilst we're waiting. There's always something going wrong, especially when it's critical. Just gonna have to wait here for the time being. At least it's not dead quiet, folks. Should have been sorted by about now. just gonna quickly tab and check the Discord, see what's going on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know. Mental kind of kept cutting in and out now.
It's just the one page, man.
I don't know what's going on. It's just internet. No, it's like also Discord and stuff.
Of course. Is it stable now?
I hope.
Okay.
You can just press this statement.
Okay, well, that's why I didn't want to rush ahead.
Yeah. What is it?
Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name.
If you can't ask it, Mr. White, then I will. Witness? What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida?
That person's name is... Adrian Andrews. What?
What? Witness? That's not who you told me it was earlier.
Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews.
What? This can't be. On the phone earlier?
What's going on here?
My guess is that Mr. the Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back.
Stabbed Edgeworth in the back?
I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. the Killer told him a different name. Red Engard, perhaps?
Knew it.
This is outrageous. I was deceived.
Bamboozled.
This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you were the one who summoned this witness. You Shelly the Killer?
My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt Engard. Am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal.
Oh. All of a sudden it feels like we can actually win this.
Yeah. But we don't want to win this.
The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided a suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitely of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. the Killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt Engard is innocent.
I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please, continue your discussion, and call me when you have reached a verdict.
Really, please bring Mr. Adrian Andrews in immediately. But now, with the way this is going, Engard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya.
Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And Engard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live for myself if I win this?
Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Ellie the Killer is certainly lying under oath. wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. The testimony just now. It was all one big lie.
Miss Andrews.
The suicide note may have been a fake, but the man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Grant's death. It was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. The testimony just now, you have to believe me. It was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. the Killer himself has testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true.
I just thought of a terrible way to make this worse. She had his card. That kinda pins the blame on her.
Also, there is quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button, donning the nickel samurai costume. That's... You even had a motive. We know that Miss Celeste impacts a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reason to want them both dead. No. Mr. White? You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please, help me.
Yes. Know the truth.
Mr. White.
Yes, Your Honor?
I believe we've reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions.
I'm just gonna make a safety save.
Yeah.
I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? I'm not sure if it's here. You can get a bad ending at this point in the game. Might be a bit further ahead, but I'm not too sure.
It's further ahead.
Well, either way, make your saves when you can. You could potentially screw it up.
Yeah.
I'm assuming request the trial to continue.
Yeah. Phoenix?
Can't do it, Mia. Can't accept the not guilty.
You're a liar.
I know. But Matt Engard is a killer. A murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I'm no better than Engard. Even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact. That is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Engard convicted so many times over. He never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him.
Ship. Yes, you do. Mr. White, your opinion, please.
The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. the Killer.
Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. White? Right. But, the witness is clear to client through his testimony. Your job here is done.
I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. Still more evidence to look at. I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur.
Well, the trial will continue.
Oh, I see this is a big waste of my time.
Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. the Killer. Well, I get paid by the hour, so I don't care.
I'm not sure if that's how that works.
Your Honor,
I'm
No,
sure that works out for judges.
I think you just have like your rock pants on and then you just do wave over time.
Either that or it's basically how many
Honestly,
cases
I
he
know
deals with.
I actually do know a judge. Maybe I should ask him at some point.
Oh shit. This would be interesting. Holiday season's coming around. Has a verdict been reached?
Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more.
About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for?
Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done.
What is he talking about? Usually done.
But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. the Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail.
You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? I just think we reduced the days from to 3, just to make this shit go faster. As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules.
This is the most unexpected turn of events for the 5th time now. However, this time everything has suddenly been revealed. Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Troff. We still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. White?
Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here.
Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then
I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose.
I don't understand what's going on anymore.
That makes 2 of us.
Present the wine glass on the statement with Adrian Andrews already knew about him being dead.
Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. DeKiller. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corrida had been murdered.
But how do you know that?
From this wine glass, Your Honor.
The glass?
Mr. DeKiller's supposed client thought Mr. Corrida had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim.
But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan?
That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planted, they would never have left their fingerprints behind.
I see your point. Mr. Etroff, what is your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon?
Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct?
afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is the client as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Corrida's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews is never your client at all.
How strange.
Yes.
Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation?
Phoenix. If Keller figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble.
Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence.
Sorry. Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you. Anyway, I am positive there was a contradiction in the testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken.
Very well. Right now I have to buy us more time. I will wait for the items the killer left behind to get here. Just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes.
So you physically met your client? Huh.
That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion.
I see. Well, Mr. White, your cross-examination, please. Where's the third statement?
So, you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. Was that? What was with the brief pause? Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail.
Why is that?
That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye.
Well, Mr. White, was the testimony just now of any importance?
I'm assuming it's important.
It was not important.
It's not important. Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I have already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. So that's why she's named that.
Yeah. It's like, you're all onto it.
We were on for it from day fucking one. It is an it's an incredibly masculine name for a woman.
Yeah.
That's when I thought, I can trust this person as a client.
It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. White, was the testimony just now of any importance?
Oh, very important. If I heard what I think I heard just now, I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance.
Huh? Really? If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony.
Very well. From the moment I saw him, I thought I can trust this person as a client. The profile?
Yeah.
Bam. I'd like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time. Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelley the Killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up. About her. So what is the issue? What did you just say now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman. Oh.
I love the breakdown animation of it so much. Order in the court. Mr. White, what is the meaning of this?
This witness testified to the following, that he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking their request.
But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor, that is exactly the point. That means Mr. the Killer's client could not have been Mrs. Adrian Andrews. Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with your name, Your Honor. Your name? Yes. Adrian Andrews is without a doubt a very... name.
Androgynous.
Androgynous. I guess it means...
It just means...
neutral.
Yeah, gender neutral, that's what it means, androgyny.
Yes, I see. Unluckily for Mr. the Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one has stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so, he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What? What is going on? Shelley the Killer. This court demands an explanation.
I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another.
So does that mean you remember something different now?
Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more. God, I knew he's just going to spit out more lies.
Well, but this time please give us the truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes. Now remember, I took that request by mail. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of one Corrida, and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man.
So you took this job for a letter?
Didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he's definitely lying.
Be careful, Phoenix. Quick this assassin's testimony complete. It's over for us.
I know. Can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it.
Yep. Now then, let's begin the cross-examination.
Just gonna make it safe. I don't know, I feel suspicious. Can't like another technical goof slip in the way.
Press the third statement.
2 or 3 other things? Yes. And what were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It'd be really bad if I pushed his buttons the wrong way and he got mad. Nah, fuck it, pass it. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes? Everything I've said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client, which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? That's... I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one... Wait! Oh, this is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. Alright, I have to think. Is this worth pursuing?
Yes.
Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine? After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Corita's suitcase. And then, what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. Gave it to your client? Interesting.
This information certainly sounds important to me.
It also changes the sequence of events on the case of, well, the suitcase.
No, I think you're mixing up the suitcase with the guitar case because I did this for a second now as well.
Did he not say the guitar case?
No, I said suitcase.
Oh, sorry. I skipped your thing. As you wish.
Okay, you can already present the figurine on this.
Fucking crap in my inventory, like seriously. Shelley the Killer. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. This item?
I see where you're going.
Yep, that's where I'm going.
Where is everybody going? Do I need to pack a suitcase?
Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony.
I was going to burn it, for her sake.
If even for a single minute this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it. That was a statement I claimed earlier.
Order! 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 So that's where you two were going. Despite the very fact that the suicide note was still inside the bear, it turns out that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means... It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client.
Oh!
Order! Order! Order!
Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm sure I've mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's not... That's enough. If that is your intention, then there is only one thing for me to do. Wait, please! Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No! Please! Not that! Please wait! Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end, and I may stay my hand. Otherwise...
What in the... Mr. White, are you... Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there is a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough? Well, we should...
Edgeworth, we can't do this. We keep this up. Maya, she'll...
The prosecution, What has come over everyone? Even you are... The prosecution... Rest. What is going on around here? The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stand. If that is the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. the Killer's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley the Killer's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. White?
Yes, Your Honor?
If I entered trial right here, right now, then your client Matt and God would be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder.
Miss Andrews would be charged with murder.
Okay, here's the question.
Go on.
That would be a new trial, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would, but that goes against what the request was, so therefore, it's not... Oh, whatever. It makes a whole further mess.
Yeah, that's fair. But it's like, it was like, well, we technically uphold our part and God is free to go. Let Maya go, and then Phoenix defends Adrian. And then you just...
That still makes Matt Angard not guilty, and he will not be charged for the next case. Be dismissed.
Yeah, because you can't be... Like, you cannot trial him again, right?
Yeah, there's like a grace period or something like that. Unless he's immediately done a crime, basically. But the point being is that he can't be charged again.
Yeah, it's like, not for the same crime at least, yeah. Okay. The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant Matt and God to the stand. Items on the killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but looks like our time has run out.
Can't believe it.
Outcome now lies in your hands. I think that I appreciate Mia where she's like, Phoenix, it's up to you, not save my sister, please. Dude, did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person.
What? He's as refreshing as a spring breeze.
You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide.
Claimed.
That was not true, dude. It's the woke mob trying to cancel me. People buy that, right?
The damn Twitters.
But at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent. It's like, dude,
time and place. You didn't even
Yeah.
get the verdict yet. You only do that once the gavel is slammed down.
Also, you don't do this in a public court where people will notice that this is you.
Wasn't there literally, I'm sure this has happened multiple times, there is literally court cases where the verdict's been made, and the guy is super smug, high and mighty, and then the judge will be like, no, you know what, I rescind that and change the outcome because of shit like that of the smugness.
I can see this happening where they say something stupid.
It's
like,
definitely happened.
Yeah, it's like when you make a stupid tease and it's like, wait a second, did you just admit that you did that and that? It's like, because that now connects back to this, where it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, legit, the judge can just rescind the claim. They can do that.
It's like, I don't think there's like a, oh, I slammed my pedal, like my gravel and now it's over.
Usually it is, but the judge can just say, "Hi, hang on a minute, I just heard something."
Yeah. So I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. God. What an atrocious lawyer I have. Giving up his own client like this. That refreshing like a spring breeze crap. It's just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already.
I wonder how the anime did this. I wonder if they did this exactly the same or they actually took the opportunity to fix this, because there's no fucking way any sensible person would reveal themselves before the decision is made.
Right, Mr. Lawyer. Yeah, but he's just high on his own power right now.
I get what they're doing here, it's for dramatization reasons, but this is so dumb. Should I side with justice or should I save Maya's life?
You better get a guard to guilty sentence, okay?
But if I did that, Maya will die. But if I say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews will be charged as the murderer. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It all hinges on what I choose.
Now then, Mr. White. Let's hear the defensive final statements on this matter.
God damn it. Choking on water. Give me a sec. Always when it's most important do I make a stupid mistake. I was trying to just get some extra water in me.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Are you alright?
Yeah, it's fine. I keep doing this to myself. Fucking damn it.
Just hope you're not dying.
I am not dying. It's so insulting.
I think it was even, yeah, it was yesterday. Almost like was a head where I kind of choked on vinegar.
Oh, God, that's worse because that's coming right back up your throat.
That was like really, fuck.
Oh.
It was also because like I ate salad at the same time as something else, and then it kind of just something like, oh, yeah.
It burns.
Yep. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews.
Sorry, I didn't want to disrupt you more. Have you ever drunk anything fizzy and for some reason, whatever you sputter or whatever, decides to go up your nose?
I never had it like fully nose unless I'm like throwing up.
Oh, okay. I've had that once or twice. Either way, it burns.
Yeah, I can imagine. Then your client, Mr. Matt Engard, is innocent. There is no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is going to say what I want, aren't you? Right.
I can't do this. I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt Engard, is...
You can make your choice here.
No, he's fucking guilty.
We are waiting for your answer, Mr. White. Madam God, your client deserves an answer.
Sorry. Matt and Guard is... Francisca von Karma!
What are you? You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix White? It's exactly why you should never take your eyes off the coffee fool. Did you bring them, the final pieces? Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles, at first. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy, he's fine, and his injuries are only minor. All of the items are inside this. What a filthy old coat this is.
It's more well worn, but you know. That's Gumshoes. I could spot his tattered rags anywhere.
I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in.
Fought long and hard this whole trial. All for what is inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence.
Your final evidence.
That was safe.
Yeah. This
okay.
is the part where it splits, yeah.
It's mainly just for... We're not going to show it because I don't think we have the time, but I want to grab the achievement for getting the bad ending,
Bad ending, yeah. Maybe make it also separate save.
Well, that's the whole point of this save.
Okay.
I just want to be close to it, that's all that matters.
Yeah. This trial is already over. All that remains for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now will change the outcome of this trial.
What?
Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Mrs. von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. I suppose you are right. Mr. Atroth, I grant you permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss von Karma, if you please. These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police. He must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence.
Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see will be something that will turn this whole situation around. A miracle. I'm sure of it.
That is all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol.
It's like a legally distinct Luger. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? Just checking the rules.
Yeah, it says... I will read the whole thing.
It's probably very vague, isn't it?
Okay, now you can question them all for more details, yeah.
Okay, all of them. Does that pistol have any relation to this case?
We have yet to perform a ballistic test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me.
Necessarily, I don't think it was used in this case. Like, you know, Kurita wasn't shot, was he? He was
Yeah.
strangled and then stabbed, so...
That is the pistol that he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes.
Fortunately, not relevant to this case. It would be relevant to a different one. Oh.
I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento.
So I kept insisting they'd leave it in there, damn it!
I want to be like my papa. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for the test.
So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Francisca. It's probably not going to help us very much. But I'll take it anyway.
Like you could use it not to shoot a guard. Second piece of evidence is this videotape.
Hetty Killer took that from Engard Mansion. I think this is the one we actually want.
Yeah.
Have you checked the contents of that tape?
Unfortunately, there was no time to.
Oh, yeah.
But I would speculate that this tape is very important. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout with this.
The killer went back for it?
That's right. Looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Actually, the killer is no ordinary man. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform.
Well, at least this confirms he was there, but doesn't change anything. Is that a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? Was that used during the crime?
I'm almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets.
There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder.
There is one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? There is a button missing on this uniform. Button. It's a very unique button. I'm sure if I were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue.
You are looking at some very loose strings here. I don't think this will lead to anything.
That is all I have to present, Your Honor. It's just as I thought.
And what is that, Your Honor?
I'm sure, very under normal circumstances, these items from Shelly the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Onkama. You may step down now.
Wait, Your Honor! Please allow me to examine this new evidence.
Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. Judge is just a brilliant man, isn't he?
Is this the end?
Phoenix.
I knew it. No such thing as a miracle in this world, is there?
I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now.
But no matter how you think about it, it's...
Try. for my sake, just think about it for a second. There are two ways out of this situation for us.
And one of them is giving up. 2?
The first. Make a God wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict.
Huh?
The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If a God himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go.
That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible.
The second way, force the killer to end his conflict with Engard. If the killer were to no longer think of Engard as his client, then he would let Maya go.
Mia, that's even more impossible. He's a man who always vows duty towards his clients, above all else.
I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you can make either one happen, it would be a miracle.
Bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them.
Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us?
Alright, I'm just trying to get the closest save point possible without accidentally going over. I know where to look for, I'm just being careful.
And the guy just says to save at this point.
Yeah. The other side? Wait, does she mean... You mean to turn things around?
To turn about? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it?
The person who needs the evidence.
The defense, prosecution, and the judge. We have seen all the pieces of evidence, and that is how we have come to know the truth. But there's one person who has yet to see them all, and that person does not know the truth. That truth, it may be what will bring about the miracle in the end.
Me, if you stop being so cryptic.
There are no objections this time, correct? Noted. I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids? I have already told you, Mr. White. This court does not need any more evidence.
I'm not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor.
Then you want to show the evidence to that person?
Yes, Your Honor. I think it's this point. Save. This is probably as close as I'm gonna get. There is a really good save point you want to be if you plan on seeing on both endings. So I'm just telling you that now. Please, Your Honor.
Mr. White, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance.
One chance?
Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person. It's impossible to turn around the situation in one try. One try. That is all I will permit. You had one shot, one opportunity.
I have to try to remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think! There must be a way to save Maya while taking a guard down at the same time.
Now then, Mr. White, let's not waste any more time.
Here's your save point. Do it here. This is your fastest point possible, which I'm going to do right now. So, this is the critical choice. Either save Maya or you fuck it up. So, take it and leave it.
Who would you like to show the evidence to?
I believe we're showing it to kill. Oh, that's... Oh, you could make a mistake here if you're not careful.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're showing to kill her, correct?
Yeah.
Because right, I've checked the guide myself, and it is a little weird in how they formatted it, so...
I see. And now, tell this code what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person.
Should be videotape, correct?
Yeah.
Just making sure, because we can make a mistake here.
Yep. And this is honestly when it's logical if you think about it, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Really, please bring in the transceiver from earlier.
Alright. It looks like I managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence? Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. Thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client to not watch it. So I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you are on this tape. Me? There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. What?
Is that true, Mr. White?
Who was it that planted a camera? Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally.
That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen. Your Honor. Yes, sir.
Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Why did Matt and Guard film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess. There is only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. Blackmail. Pretty much.
Yep.
Although, if he didn't do this, he would have totally gotten away with this, but this guy just loved being the king of the throne.
Yeah.
It was because of his damn pride. Yeah, it's his damn pride that got him into this position.
Yeah.
Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said.
But I am no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all, assassin. Oh, come now, Mr. White. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay. And even blackmail him if I want to. And here we know that he doesn't have class because he doesn't use extortion.
That's how much of a scumbag he is. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly the Killer? No! It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client.
I have one question for the witness.
Yes?
So there's one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all.
Yes, that's right.
But what if the traitor was your own client? What would you do then?
That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the Tequila name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment.
I see. That's all I wanted to know.
So the traitor becomes Tequila's next target. I get it. This is how we turned this case around. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item.
But another item...
Maya, though I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness!
This ball appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I'm sort of... I don't quite know what just happened there. Miss Karma, where did that... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict.
Ooh, not so smug now, are ya? Mr. Engard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy.
But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say that Ben is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me! Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is this all right with you, Mr. White? We have finally reached the end of a very long battle.
Yeah, it's become a very questionable black mark on Phoenix's record. But he'll just say, no, the guy had it coming. He deserved it.
I mean, it's like, also in real life, like, the point of the defense attorney is not to get them not guilty, is to just, you know, give them what they deserve and just make sure they have a fair process and are just implicated for what they did and not more.
Well, that's true. At this point in Phoenix's record is that he's always gotten every single client he's received a not guilty charge. So,
yeah, true.
You know, this would make a very interesting mark.
Go on, Phoenix. Lead whichever way your heart tells you.
Right, Chief. Wait, shit. Do I have a choice here?
So you... it doesn't matter, but I think you get the achievement if you do not guilty.
What? He's guilty.
Yeah,
oh,
but you get an achievement.
For him to point himself out, so I'm just dragging it out, basically.
Yeah.
Alright. Congratulations, Mr. Matt Engard. Please make sure to savor every moment of what little time you have left. Your Honor, as always, the defense pleads not guilty.
Very well. This court finds the defendant met en garde. Please, wait! What's the matter? If I get not guilty, I'll be killed.
Jesus.
No!
Just completely fucking mutilates his face. Jesus Christ. I don't remember how the enemy handled that.
Always it looks like we have uncovered the real truth.
We? I don't remember you helping out much in this.
Mr. Edgeworth, how is met en garde? I have left Miss Van Kammer in charge of his incarceration.
There you go. Why do we hear the sounds of multiple whips going off in the background?
Yeah. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whip leather right about now.
Oh, that's what the sound is.
Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes.
Don't, I'm assuming she'll get compensated for the emotional trauma she's gone through so far, right?
I know you get compensated if they falsely imprison you, so I hope.
She was still involved in the crime by, well, stabbing a corpse,
true,
so there will be
yeah.
some compensation for that, or consequences. Both.
Yeah.
Bit of a both balance here.
Yeah. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. First time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair.
She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did.
This witness, how should I put this? She had an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved.
Wow. The first time I've ever seen her smile.
I'm really happy that you two were in charge of this case.
You sure about that?
I really don't know how to express how I feel at the moment. This is the first time I feel comfortable with myself, with who I am.
And I find out it's a whole lot of nothing.
Thank you so much, everyone. It looks like we solved everything at last. As for myself, there's still a few things I'm confused about. But everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Wait, you didn't make a statement. What? Skipped right over it.
You were great out there, Phoenix.
What I did out there was right, wasn't it?
This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize there's something more than just getting and not guilty, right?
Yes, I understand now.
Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Van Kammer arrived with the final piece of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Noted, Mr. White. Let's hear the defensive final statements on this matter.
Can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice? Should I save Maya's life? My client, Matt and Guard, is...
Is he guilty or is he not guilty? What were your choices then, and your answer? The answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you.
I didn't give an answer.
Well,
Edgeworth!
I have good news. Maya is not safe in police custody. Really?
Pearls!
You're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she is quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in the patrol car, but they said they will stop at the drive-in first. Hey, Maya's Mystic Maya safe!
She needs an American cheeseburger before she gets here.
You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick!
Ow! She punches deceptively hard for a kid.
I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her.
Thanks.
Oh,
What's wrong?
Miss Karma.
About earlier, thanks. Ah!
Why are you still smiling? Mr. Phoenix, right? You lost.
Yeah, and you weren't there.
Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you're still happy?
I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma.
How dare you? Don't worry, she may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago.
Edgeworth?
For my own personal victories and for guilty verdict. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against its selfish me.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to ask, you're speaking a bit too quietly now.
Ah,
Get close to that fucking mic.
yeah. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first feat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair.
A legally distinct Luger again, but this one's slightly different. I really like this gun.
Yeah, it has a good aesthetic. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that happened, so I left the prosecution's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well as he should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl in a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecution's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. But foolish nonsense! We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. But you trusted your enemy. It doesn't matter how many underhand tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we have. The knowledge we hold, and everything we have. Facing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch, but we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you. The truth? Yes. That's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you? Right. That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory. Who ran away into the night. Ah. Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick?
Really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with. Because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself.
You pathetic fool. Miss Van Karma! I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. Van Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma.
Well, that's not his name.
It's like, you're no longer being a Von Karma, the guy that killed your father and tried to blame it on you.
Why do you think he keeps referring to himself as Edgeworth?
Neither am I. It's over. It's all over.
Francisca threw something on the ground just now.
This is an electromagnetic receiver.
Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe?
I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else. Huh? Isn't that Mr. Kama's whip? Sorry. We'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right?
Okay.
Nick!
Maya!
Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. You got and got convicted like I knew you would. And on top of that, you rescued me.
Oh, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. We sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here.
I am not lucky. I get kidnapped and accused of murders all the time. Whatever.
She gets
it's over, okay?
But it's like she gets lucky on getting away with these things.
Yeah, true. Besides, if I did squirt, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost. From Pearly.
Oh god. I just had an idea for a really terrible fanfic.
Oh, fuck.
We know the internet.
So it just means, you know, Maya dies and Pearly constantly switches between herself, Maya, and Mia.
Oh, God. Anyway. Is it really that easy to do something like that?
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Don't mention it.
Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're alright. Hey, it looks like you made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from where I was a year ago. Hey. Alright, I think it's time we get out of this depressing place.
Huh? Where are we going?
Food, Nick. Food. Crap, chow. I'm starving, like literally.
I will legit eat the nearest available horse.
I'm so hungry, even you look like a nice juicy burger on the bun to me, Nick.
You think I look like a burger? Oh, a prime rib at least.
Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please. If you insist.
Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint?
Don't be silly, Nick.
Huh?
This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food.
Oh, she didn't even get to fucking eat it. She really is starving.
Yeah. So I've decided that we have to make it up by having another feast.
Another feast?
Come on, Nick. Food.
Oh, she's going to the buffet and she ain't stopping. I don't think this is a buffet. Hey, pal. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think it would hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him?
You did it again, silly boy. Not like my dear old heart is going to get out of me. And I ain't joking.
Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of the Steel Samurai. Thanks.
No, looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you pulled Mr. White too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. And I mean, I will keep that in mind. So, come on now, everyone's gathered around. You all are going to get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer.
Looks like Lana bought herself a new Did they legit not give her back the fucking camera?
It's like the case is over, she should have it now.
Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating. Let's go chow down, pal.
Amen to that, pal. Amen.
Hey, man. No, think about it. You're the ones who saved the day, detective. Huh? Me? Really think so?
He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending.
Well, you know, it's... Huh? Wait, that's odd. When I ran off with the things from Tequila's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
Huh? 4?
Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. Was a 4th item?
Oh, come y'all. On y'all, it's over. But, oh boy, I tell you, you really are something else. You're getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped. Never a dull moment with you, huh? You think?
Why does she look so happy about that?
But being shot away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So, to keep my mind off things, I drew a picture. So, like you had it rough, girl. So, what's this picture of yours? Yay! I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. Hmm. You know, I don't know where it went. Oh, it's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway.
Ah. Sure, it's nice to finally see them see them both smiling again.
Hmm.
What is it, Edgeworth?
This thing is picking something up.
Ah, that's Miss Von Kama's receiver. Ah, thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me.
That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location.
Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir.
It doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet.
They really could not be asked to draw a new buffet restaurant environment, could they? For a background.
No.
You've eaten way too much, you glutton.
She's been not eating for 2 days, Phoenix. Cut her some slacks this one time.
I get the feeling she's running on the anime bullshit logic where the female characters to eat whatever they fucking want, and there's no sign of anything that what they've eaten.
Yeah. I had fun tonight. Now, if you excuse me.
Wait,
What?
I just want to say thanks, Edgeworth. Really saved me out there.
If anyone should be saying thank you, it should be me, right?
I feel like words alone here aren't enough here.
Yes,
Wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. With violence! It is the whip, right?
Yeah. What's this?
Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her.
You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya! Yes, Belly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. Barely, but you got it out already. You're embarrassing me.
Anyway, so who's paying for this lovely dinner party?
Yes, if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick.
Oh, thanks,
This is
Maya,
where I
for
drop first.
penning the bill on me, you bitch. Huh? Yeah, I'm kind of at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. I kinda already put your name on the bill. Huh? Huh?
Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel I see. And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It would be better by anyhow for 3,000.
Okay, yeah, the phrasing on that. Even I would acknowledge that. Huh? Huh?
Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all.
I said, huh?
Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick.
Why do I suddenly feel like screaming?
You don't need to hold back now, you're here.
Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out.
This is going to be the first time I hear the real you. Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all.
Alright then. You say so. I ain't paying for this shit! Oh. Finally. We would have been done with this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, in real life.
Shit really likes getting in the way, doesn't it?
Yep.
So yeah, overall, like, this is a great extension to Ace Attorney. Like, this is a sequel. It definitely fills under the category of sequel. Bit questionable in what things it does improve. Like, the Magitama as a mechanic, I appreciate. It integrates more the interrogation stuff in the court trials into the outside stuff, which is, you know, that's good. That makes sense. It keeps the main core mechanic of the game relevant all times. That makes sense to me. Problem is the method and how some of the routes are handled, especially when you're trying to get the fucking A to B in the investigations.
Yeah.
You think they would have improved on that, but nope.
I think it feels worse than the first game. Like, I don't recall that in the first game there was like this. You really had to go through all that to just reach a single room.
Yeah, usually the routes are normally looped a little bit, so you wouldn't have to go backwards to go forwards again. Usually. And yeah, besides that, the circus case, just overall,
Yeah,
it's the weakest part of the whole game for a reason.
Yeah.
It's not terrible story-wise, it's just the execution that is the problem.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like, just suffers from being like an unrelated little case amongst just really good cases all around. Just like,
the only part that was relevant was that the circus happened to be a relevant location for the final thing, even though you could probably remove that and not lose anything, which I get the feeling the anime probably did.
and you know, it's in the anime, but it is handled a bit better. But yeah,
I can't remember how they did it, but he's the comedic joke, and he shows up in the next game, by the way, and the next one. He's in Apollo for one encounter for some fucking reason. I don't know. Laughs. The second I saw him, I was like, oh dear God.
That dreaded name.
But yeah, overall, this is a solid game. Like, this is the definition of, we need to make a sequel of the first game. Here you go. This is basically how you would do it. Just more of the first game, just expanded upon. I think the third game provides the best variety in how it does its stories. I'm not gonna say it's the best story overall, but it's still good. Like, I'd say the third is better than the second one.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. Yeah, it's like, I do really appreciate the second game for Edgeworth's continuation of the character arc, even though he isn't much in it. And yeah, I think I already talked about Pals, where I kind of, in the moment I was like, oh, I'm going to hate you. So, okay, no, you're just absolutely adorable, and please protect her by all means necessary.
The only problem I have with Pearls is that she just ends up being the voice box for Mia instead, most of the time, which is a downside. I kind of get why, because, you know, Pearls is the literal child character. There's not too much you can do with her until she's older.
And especially in the trials, it's like it was already a bit pushing it with Maya in the first game, but she, you know, is at least, you know, a young adult.
Maya had a purpose so that Phoenix wouldn't be talking to himself all the time. And back and forth, bit of encouragement, thought processing.
You know, she actually also kind of knew her sister and some of the methods, and she at least could cheer you on. I was really a bit surprised that you forgot about Andrews, because I do like her as a character, and I think she's kind of a nice mixture of Red Herring too. I don't know what exactly your goal is to. Oh yeah, you also been for some shit.
Yeah, I apologize for blanking on her. I really should have remembered her strong, but I legit just dismissed her.
Wait, here's a homepage.
Oh god.
Yeah, the killer is a fantastic one.
Not really villain per se, but antagonist?
Yeah, antagonist. He is an assassin, he just gets really involved in wars. It's like, that's...
It's job,
It
man.
isn't even... oh, I only kill bad people. It's like, no, you just pay me.
Yeah.
Where are you going, Franziska? How did you know I was here? With this. I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his code, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going into trash. I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting.
When I ran off with the things from Tequila's hideout. I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
4 things. It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here. It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Kammer's daughter. Franziska. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what, and failure, such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius, there is no doubt about that, but me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. I'm not anymore. I've even thrown away my book. Speaking of that, White gave me this to hold on. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? Like, I'm so not used to reading inner monologues. My mind just blanked out.
Now you know how it feels.
I'm going to see this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth. I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl he left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. can't do it. I can't change who I am. Can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can, just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews. You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father for using his tech disc. Isn't that right? Today you chased after me, after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why you're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. You say you are going to quit. You walk down the prosecutor's path. Then this is where we part ways. This is Gavin Karma. I'm Francisco Montgomery. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. A battle begins. Also, you had better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth.
He does have a vulnerable side.
Yeah. Phoenix right. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you. I'll take good care of this fourth piece. So I can give it to you when at last we meet again.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I just had a stupid thought. I can't remember if she ever does hand over. We do see her again. I don't remember if she ever gives that to Phoenix.
I honestly don't.
I'm picturing that the second Phoenix sees that, he sees the Shelly icons like, oh shit, not again!
It's like, what happened? No, I'm dealing with enough right now. Quick thoughts on Cisco and Kamamare. She's a fun character. I really wish they'd done more with her. It's like,
yeah,
the end scene is nice, character core, but she pretty much doesn't change an entire game until that.
I feel like they wanted to set her up for future use. Maybe they were planning to retire Edgeworth. I get the feeling the fandom said no.
Yeah.
And then we got a whole different prosecutor in the third game, so oops. At least that one was resolved in entire game, so
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Yeah, it's probably going to be a long while before we do another Ace Attorney game. I'd have to remind you of that, Flammer. These games are not quick.
Yeah, but they are good.
They are, but they're only going to get longer. I know the third one's the longest, so thanks. Alright, so that's the thumbnail preview. Now, we were not doing any more games till some point next year, probably midway or early January, something like that. We'll
probably midway.
Yeah, we'll do it when we get the feel for it. But we can preview what we're doing next. So officially, properly, is your turn next.
Yeah.
So you're doing chorus. That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, I think chorus.
Yeah.
It's so weird because
it's got a V on the U. So fuck us then, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, but it actually the subtitles say chorus. It's like,
I don't know. Either way, yeah, we'll be doing chorus next year. So that's what we'll be doing our first game for this year. All right. So that'll do for this year. That's our last game. So yeah. Hope you'll have a good holiday season, and we'll see you all next year.
Yeah, Happy New Year and happy Happy holidays, is what I say.
Alright, Bile.
Alright.
Hooray, we finished in a sensible time of just a little over 2 hours.
Yay. Nice.
I thought it was going to be longer.
Yeah, it's like, the case in itself is like already actually good time, and then there's the...
Post.
And stuff, it just... Yeah.